Wait till we get the next files for next month. It'll get tired then.
Down right here. All right.
Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you see, hear, and understand me okay?
Ma'am.
Would you please state your name and DOC number for the record?
Dustin Pedigo, 249873.
All right, Mr. Pedigo. My name is Mrs. Fields. Joined on camera with me today are my colleagues, Mr. Helbig and Mr. Daglow. We are the 3 parole board members that will be conducting your parole eligibility hearing today. You've had a parole eligibility hearing before. It's been quite a while. At that time, there might have been 2 members that conducted your hearing. Now we're by law required to operate in panels of 3. Do you remember how the process works, or do you need me to go over that?
I know how.
Okay, sir. All right. Throughout this process, you may notice that we are not always focusing directly on you or looking directly at the camera. We have a lot of information on you through our notes and our computer monitors. There's a lot of stuff out here. So we are looking at various information. So that's the reason. We're not ignoring you by any means. We just want to ensure that we ask you the proper questions, get all the answers that we need in order to make the best decision in your parole eligibility hearing that's beneficial to you and the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir. I may need you to scoot a little bit closer into the mic just so we can get a good recording. Okay, sir?
Yep.
Thank you. All right, I'll start by reading your resident record card. I have Dustin E. Pedigo, DOC number 249873. I have that you are 31 years of age. You are housed medium custody there at Little Sandy Correctional Complex. Your parole eligibility date is March of 2025. You are serving a 12-year sentence for the following convictions: criminal abuse, first degree, child 12 or under, a violent crime. And that's a PFO second. Assault second degree, assault third degree, police probation officer, identify weapon, wanton endangerment first degree. You have served approximately 6 years and 3 months and 8 days, and you have approximately 5 years, 1 month, and 17 days remaining. I do show that you have meritorious good time loss of 210 days. I do not see that you have any holds or detainers anywhere. Do you have any questions, or does that information sound correct?
Right. That's
Sounds correct? All
Yep.
right, sir. Well, let's just jump right in and talk about the crime in hand here, the criminal abuse and the assault and then the police officer assault. So tell me what happened. Tell me the names and exactly what took place, why you're charged with this.
I come in, me and my wife was arguing.
What's her name?
Benicia.
Okay.
I was well over the limit, intoxicated. I've been drinking all day. When I come in, we started arguing, and she picked my child up. I really wasn't paying attention because, you know what I'm saying, I was in a rage. And so I continued to beat her, and I hit my child, broke his leg, I guess, you know what I'm saying? That's what they said. Then my daughter was in the room. I wasn't paying attention to her either, you know what I'm saying? I was just, I don't know, I lost my cool, you know what I mean? I guess you could say. I was, go ahead.
What were you drinking? What had you been drinking?
Vodka.
Okay. All right. How old are your children?
Now or then?
Then?
My son was 7 months old. My daughter was 4, 5.
Okay. And so what did you use to strike Benicia?
I stomped a baby swing and broke the pipe off of it, and that's what I hit her with.
Okay. Did she suffer injuries?
Yeah.
What type of injuries did she suffer?
I don't know. They said she had a cut on her leg and a few fractured ribs and a broke nose.
Okay. You guys had had issues in the past, correct? There had been domestic violence issues.
Yeah.
Okay. So was it a volatile relationship or was it because of the drinking?
I mean, I never put my hands on her until that day, you know what I'm saying? But I, you know what I mean, we'd argue and I'd break shit, and, you know what I mean, go through my spiel. Yeah. Yeah, we argue a lot, but it was mainly over, you know what I'm saying, like money or issues that like I was having with getting high and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
All right. The charge that really concerns me is the charge involving the criminal abuse first degree of the child.
Yeah.
Tell me what type of injuries that the child suffered.
They said I fractured his femur bone. Well, I guess when you know what I'm saying, when I was beating her up, I hit him with my fist, you know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
they said that he had a hairline fracture in his femur bone.
Okay. The records indicate that the child had been bitten.
Yeah.
Before on the right arm, the abdomen, the left ear, had cigarette burns.
Right.
What do you have to say about that?
I didn't do it.
Okay. You admitted later on that you did it after the DNA was taken.
Right.
They took DNA from you and then at Norton's, and I think that then you said that you had done it. Are you telling me today that you did not?
No.
Okay. Some of the records indicated that some of the that the child had suffered from some broken ribs and the femur, which they said had healed. So that indicated that that had happened sometime prior. What do you say about that?
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I just want you to tell me the truth. Do you know, had you had prior incidents where you had, well, obviously, when you bit the child, had you hurt the child in other ways prior?
No.
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 Okay. How do you feel about these charges that you've been charged with?
Been fighting my whole bid over this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've had I've had a million gang members I've had to fight over the past 6 years. That's why I'm in the hole right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they won't leave me alone over some dumb shit like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I'm up here. You know, I see them. I see y'all at 85%. You give me 85% because it's a violent crime. I don't even know why I'm seeing y'all today. You know what I mean? Because I don't see y'all until 2028, right? I copied all the information off. So I was, you know what I'm saying? I had my hopes up last time. And then, you know, they gave me a 48-month flop. So I looked into it. You know, I was like, well, how do you give me, if I got 20%, you can't give me a 48-month flop. You can only give me up to 24. But I didn't read the fine print. So I went and got copies of the Violent Crime Act. And that it falls under K section violent crime law. So I had to do, you know what I mean, 85%. So I don't understand why y'all have me come up here anyway. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, you're before us today and you are required to have a hearing today. Are you telling me you don't want to have this hearing today?
Not really, no.
You don't want to have this hearing today?
No. I'm ready to go back to my cell.
Okay, well,
All right, Miss Fields, if I may.
yes, you may, Mr. Helbig.
Mr. Pedigo, you're not on an 85% crime. What you are on is a 20% crime that is deemed a violent crime, which allows the parole board to defer you up to 60 months. It does not change your parole eligibility. You are on a 20% crime. You have no 85% crimes. So that's why you get to see us. The violent crime statute allows us to go up to 60 months for a violent crime, but it has no effect on your parole eligibility time. So you're eligible to see us, but we are eligible to go up to 60 months because it is deemed violent. That's the confusion you have. So we can end this hearing and go ahead and render a decision if you want, but you've been given misinformation in how you've perceived this. And if your intention is to ever want to get out, you may want to reconsider your attitude towards us and maybe come in here more humble and go, hey, I understand it to be this. It turns out it's this. We'll be happy to explain it to you. We're not here to be mean to you or hard to you or anything like that. We have a job to do, and we'll do that job, but you've gotten bad information. So that's the situation we're in. Would you like to consider this, have this hearing, or would you like us to just go ahead, go off screen and render a decision?
So regardless of what happens today, I get to go home in 2030, right? 2030.
Right now, your minimum expiration date is 3/18 of 2030. Now, that is based off of you getting good time and things of that nature. Your max expiration is actually 2030 as well. You have an ultimate date of 12/18 of 2028. So if you continue to get good time, you could bring that min expiration down if you'll stay out of the hole and you'll continue to do well and not lose your good time, and you'll get credit. That could come down for you. So that number, unfortunately, and it's none of the three of us's decision, that number floats, and it floats based off programs that you take. It floats off of your disciplinary issues. It floats off of other things like that. If you'll buckle down and start taking some programs, you get credit for those programs. Now, you can't come below that ultimate date. That ultimate date is 12/18 of 28, but you could do programs to get you down to that ultimate date.
What I'm saying is, if you parole me today, then I wouldn't leave until that ultimate date.
No, our parole supersedes the ultimate date. The ultimate date is you can't go below it on your own doing this things. The parole board has the ability to release you in March if we so chose. I'll tell you, probably not leaning there after this so far in this hearing, but we could have paroled you effective March of 2025. This board has a lot of authority, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, I'm not in your shoes. I'm not in Little Sandy. I'm not in a situation where I'm getting attacked by gang members because I'm accused of abusing a child, which you know as well as I do, you've been in. That's how it works. They're going to come after you if you've done a child or you've raped a kid. I don't agree with it. We don't appreciate it. We don't condone that. Fact is, it is. But you have the ability to control some things in your life to make you more appealing to a parole board. Our job is to make sure you're not going to be dangerous in the public, right? That's what we're here for. So I'm not trying to be an ass to you. I'm just being blunt. I'm just telling you how it is.
Right.
Please check your attitude and try to put yourself in a better mindset and show a board that you're not going to be dangerous on the outside. You've got some serious crimes here in front of us.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
I understand that. I understand where you're coming from, but this side of the fence trains you to be a violent individual. You know what I'm saying?
We understand that corrections we do this every day, sir.
you can look at my write-up history from when I seen y'all last time, and it's been nothing but a wreck. You know what I'm saying? It's been
That's correct.
fights, knives, you know what I'm saying, and liquor, and I've had a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it all boils down to me, you know what I mean? The gang members messing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
So let me make this suggestion to you. First of all, and Miss Fields, I apologize. I hope
No,
I'm not
that's fine, Mr. Helbig.
approaching on your
Go right
hearing.
ahead.
All right. First of all, do you want to continue this hearing and have a discussion or not? All right. Second of all, you may want to refuse the yard. And is that hard? I get it. You're in the hole and you maybe get a book. You don't get a whole lot of privileges, but you know what you're not getting out here getting whipped on out in the yard or getting attacked by gang members. We as a parole board recognize when people are trying to protect themselves from the gangs by refusing orders. That's a disciplinary. We don't like disciplinaries, but we understand that particular disciplinary. It might be that's an avenue you want to consider going down. I'm not you. I don't get to make your decisions. But there are ways for you to get some relief from this. But I'll be honest with you, Mr. Pedigo, ultimately, whether you 100% committed these crimes or 10 or 20% committed these crimes, at the end of the day, a child was injured for some reason that equated to you. So you do have to serve a penalty for that, right? That's how our society works. Whether you failed to prevent it or you actively committed that crime, regardless, you have a little bit to serve on that. How you decide to serve that's up to you. All of these disciplines in front of us, understand where they're coming from, but not all of them came from the gang members. Okay? There's other things that are here that you've done that weren't gang member related. All right? We can discount some of the fights. I understand if you're on the yard and somebody pushes up on you, you got to defend yourself. Otherwise, you're going to get killed. You don't want to do that. I understand that. We understand that. But some of these things, other things, not so much. They're on you. So you've got to reduce those violations. You've got to get into some programs to show us that you're trying to better yourself. All right? Then come in front of us without an attitude. We are here to make a good decision. Right? I don't want you in our prison, sir. I don't want anybody in our prison. But the fact of the matter is, that's what the prisons are for. We're going to never get rid of everybody. But if you can show us that you can be responsible, we'll consider letting you out. That's not today, though. Right?
Yep. I wouldn't expect it anyway.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Why don't you try to expect it? Because if you do expect it, then maybe you can work a little bit harder on some other things and make yourself more appealable to us. Right? Would you like to finish this hearing, or would you like us to just go off and render a decision? It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll finish there.
Okay. Now, please be attentive to Miss Fields as she asks you the questions that she has. And Mr. Pedigo, please tone your attitude down just a little bit. Be a little more courteous to the lady. And I don't mind. I've been in law enforcement my whole life. I've heard every word you can invent. Please try to pull back on some of the vulgarities as you're responding to Miss Fields, okay? This is a lady that we're dealing with. Okay?
Yep.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pedigo. Miss Fields, I apologize.
No problem, sir. I appreciate the input. All right, sir. We were talking about the crime at hand. And I asked you what you had to say about that crime at hand, and you told me what do you want me to say?
Yeah, I wrote a statement saying that I done what happened to my son, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You know, the investigator, the detectives,
Yeah.
let's say, they was playing back and forth between me and you know, I mean, good guy, bad guy. They you know what I'm saying? And I was going through some you know what I mean, obviously I lost everything, you know what I mean? I woke up and everything I had was, you know, that I cared about was gone. So I wasn't really mentally stable, you know what I'm saying? I was coming off, you know, drugs and you know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I wrote the page saying that I apologize to my son and my wife for doing them the way I done them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
So you're sincere that you hated what happened?
Yeah. Yeah. I hate it. I got to look for that every day.
Okay. All right, sir. And then during the course of the crime, you were charged with the police officer assault. That was just during your arrest, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sir. My colleagues may have additional questions related to these crimes at hand. So you've had quite a lengthy criminal history. I think it all began back when you were around age 17, 18. You started your criminal history. Is that true?
Yeah.
Have you always been, has your lifestyle or how did your criminal history, how did it get so bad, let's say?
I started off, I growed up around my dad abusing my mother. You know what I'm saying? And he'd get drunk and he would treat my mother bad. You know what I'm saying? And then I started drinking myself when I was a little kid. They got a divorce when I was 8. And it just started from there. You know what I mean? I started getting in trouble in school and drinking in school.
Because you do have a long history of use of different drugs, alcohol included, throughout your whole life. I mean, all the way up till, you admitted that part of this crime was related to because drugs or alcohol was involved.
Yeah, I've used mind altering substances since I've been a kid. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been an addict my whole life. I've been to treatment and rehab my whole life. You know what I mean? I've been incarcerated other than probably 18 months of my life since I was 18. So yeah, I've been this way my whole life. And I know I ain't got to be this way. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was just about to say. You don't have to be that way.
But I can't figure out how to write it.
Can't figure out how to change it.
I ain't figured that out yet.
Okay. All right. So you're on the wait list in some programs. You
Right.
were in SAP and you chose to terminate from that program. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Why did you choose to terminate from SAP?
Uh, I was I don't know. I can't say that I was talked into it because I made my own decision. You know what I mean? But I had influences to sign out. You know what I mean? And so I did.
From fellow inmates?
Yeah.
And they obviously did not give you very good advice.
Right.
Because that program, us looking at your record and seeing that you were terminated from it or you chose not to participate shows us basically that you're not interested in learning or trying to figure out the reasons or how you can combat this addiction.
Right.
All right, sir, let's talk about your disciplinaries. What'd you do to get in the hold? Why are you in the orange outfit?
Uh, got a 315 and a 4.5.
Okay. You took a sock and or lock and a sock?
No, I ain't. No, it was I had coffee in a sock.
Coffee and a sock.
Yeah.
Okay. That was one of the disciplinaries was related, but what about the being in restricted unauthorized area?
I was in a different dorm. I wasn't in my own dorm.
Okay. Somewhere I read that you went to settle something with a gang.
Yeah, that's why I was in the dorm, because I was trying to get somebody that runs a different gang to help me out of the situation that they was trying to put me in, and so I basically got caught up in the transit. You know what I'm saying? I caught me with the coffee, and they already had me on camera where I went in the dorm. So you know what I mean? They locked me up. So really, they helped me out by putting me in the hole. You know what I'm saying?
This report I'm reading says on 1/16 of 25 at approximately 9:30 a.m., and I'm not going to read it all, was made aware that inmate Dustin Pedigo was coming to a dorm with a lock and sock to handle business for the Royals. Inmate Pedigo currently is housed in E dorm.
I don't know why it says a lock in the sock. I didn't have one in the sock. I had coffee
Okay.
in the sock.
So why are you in the orange suit today?
That's why I'm in here, because I was
Because you went to unauthorized area?
in a different dorm, yeah. And I had coffee in a sock in my waistband.
That seems like pretty harsh punishment for.
And I guess so. That's what they give me. Got 30 days in the hole for it.
Okay. All right. Throughout your history, as you mentioned to Mr. Helbig, I mean, you've had a lot of disciplinaries at a variety of levels. Some of them that are more severe than others. And as Mr. Helbig said, you know, some of those, if you hadn't have gotten them, it would have helped you out as far as some, you know, your time.
Right.
So throughout all these disciplines, are you contributing them to the charges and you have a target on you?
Some of them are, yeah. Some of them are from fighting, and you know what I mean, the gang members and stuff, yeah.
Are you a member of a gang?
No. I think
Okay.
no.
They just target you.
Yeah.
All right, sir. All right. My colleagues will have additional questions for you, I'm sure. If you were released, where would you go? What would you do?
Well, my mother's 73, so I'd probably parole to her house, and what little life she's got left, try to make her happy, you know what I mean? Because she's been there my whole life, and I've always let her down.
How's your mental health? It says your mental health 3 level.
Yeah, I guess. What does that mean?
Do you suffer from any mental illness?
PTSD.
Okay. What do you contribute that to?
Like, what causes it?
Yeah.
I guess the violence I seen when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, it come from I guess that's what I suffered from it for, because my when I was a young kid, I seen a lot of violence from my father and my uncle or my dad. You know what I mean? His dad. I guess that's what it's from. That's what the psych doctor told me anyway.
So you've seen a psych doctor there at the institution?
Not here, not only here on the street. I was seeing a psych doctor on the street too.
Okay. Was that helping you? Were you on any medications?
Yeah, I'm still on medication.
Okay. So you're currently on medications today?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sir. If you would just answer the questions of my colleagues, I'd appreciate it. Mr. Helbig?
All right, Mr. Pedigo, at the end of the day, you need SAP. You need to get your drug addiction dealt with for sure. I'll be honest with you, you need to get into trauma and anger management as well. Those are things that are definitely going to help you. like I said before, I hate the situation that you're in. I didn't put you there; you put you there, and there's consequences to the decisions we make. But that going forward also applies. There's good things that can come out of decisions you make. What I need you to do is get out of the hole, or if you're going to be in there for refusing an order, that's one thing. That's your decision to make. But I need you to get into these programs and show us that you're willing to take steps to correct yourself. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, the world's not completely against you, Mr. Pedigo, and you're 31 years old. You've got a long life still ahead of you. Probably time to stop being so angry and figure out how to get out of the situation, right?
Right.
That's all I have, Ms. Fields. Mr. Deglo.
Thank you. Mr. Deglo?
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Thanks. All right. Mr. Pedigo, is there anything you want to say to us before we go off camera and deliberate?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We'll be back with you shortly. Just remain there in the room.
All right.
Recording stopped.
So, I mean, it's quite obvious right now, you know, based on the comments that everybody's putting, it struck a nerve, and I see that. I mean, it struck a nerve with me as soon as I heard what he did. You know, when I thought that, when I heard them say that it was a child, I didn't think it was gonna be a 7-month-old. I was thinking it was gonna be like a 7 or an 8-year-old. Why would he be surprised that he broke the arm or the leg or whatever? You know, it's like a baby. Their bones are like they're fragile. They just came into the world. Like, why would you do something like that? It's disgusting. I mean, I would love to use some other words on here, but that's just all bad. Like, why are you gonna have kids if you can't handle kids? Why are you gonna have kids? That makes no sense. It's like that lady from yesterday from Utah. She had twins, and she didn't want twins. She only wanted one kid because twins were too much. So she ended up deleting one of the twins. You know, make that make sense. It don't make any sense. Like when you decide to have a kid, or you make that choice, or if it's expected or unexpected, you never know what you're gonna get. You might have a healthy baby. You might have 2 babies. You might have 3 babies. You might have a baby that something's wrong with it. So just be ready when you make that commitment. Bananas for sure. 100%. They better come back with the deny till 2020 or 2030. You know, he's lucky that the Board of Parole took the time to explain things to him. Because if it would have been somebody else like me, if I would have been on that Board of Parole and he would have been acting like that, I would have not even told him anything. I'm like, all right, hey, have a good day, sir. Adios, amigo, and just keep on having him do the same thing every time that he came back in front of the board until he maxed out if he refused the board. Because he was in the mindset thinking that there was no way he was going to be able to get out today. If he would have put in that work, if he would have worked on himself, took some of those programs and got some insight as far as to figure out why he did what he did, maybe he would have had a chance. But he's been messing up. He has that effort attitude, so that's what he gets, and rightfully so. Because I would have been distraught if he would have done the right thing and he would have got out today. You know, good thing you know where he's at right now. All that he had sucking coffee. What are you gonna do with a sock and a coffee? What was he gonna give him a back rub with the coffee in the back? He probably had a tin can of coffee in that sock, but I don't see a tin can fitting in there unless it was like a little, maybe like an 8-ounce glass of. But I don't think they have a glass in prison. Somebody correct me if they've ever been to Kentucky. I'm just saying, I don't know. Let me see. Score writes, yes, you're right. He is in a mad mood. Yeah, he did it to himself. He has nobody to be mad at except himself. Like, why would you do that to a child? And then you're all upset that the local gangs are targeting you and they're extorting you. You had that coming. You already knew. You knew what you signed up for. On that one, I would agree that you knew exactly what you signed up for. You're an adult. You did that to a child. I wouldn't expect anything less. Let me see. I was thinking it was a bag of coffee. Hey, think about it. Look, if you get a bag of coffee and you put it in a sock, if you hit somebody with it, it's not gonna do nothing. Now, if you put a bar of soap or a lock or something that's heavy, then it's gonna create some damage. So there's no way he had coffee in his sock unless it was like in a tin can, which I don't see it fitting in a sock. But that's just my theory. Like I said, if there's anybody here from Kentucky that could confirm or deny my theories here, please let me know. Let me see. Mad Max Rose, James laughing my A off. He was gonna offer them coffee to not whip his. Hey, maybe he was. Maybe he was going. There was gonna be a peace treaty over there. He took some warm coffee, and they didn't take it. They're like, chales, toma. They gave him a 2-piece combo. They held the biscuit, and that's all she wrote. And now he's in orange now. He's on lockup. He was gonna go over there try to offer them the peace pipe. Not today. Let me see. He was trying to be tough. He was going back to his cell and beat the hell out of himself. Denied. So what do you guys think? Hey, what do you guys think? Do you guys feel like this, like he should be given a second chance, or should they just shit can him, for lack of a better word? For me, it's like a hard pass. Hell nah. You got nothing coming. Hey, throw him back. As a matter of fact, let him out a little bit early. Don't give him the full 30 days and seg. Put him back to general pop because he's been such a good boy in segregation. And I'm sure the general population will welcome him back with open arms. Mister, you've been such a nice gentleman. We're going to put you back on. We're going to put you back on GP. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes. Yes. Let me see. Yup. No and no. Let me see. They need to mark him up and release. Give him $150. Let me see. They had to get him out of the. It's a definite no. I'm with that one right there. Let's see. Yeah. They're taking too long. This was an easy one. They're probably just like laughing right now, and they're like, "Man, did you see how this fool walked in all tough? His chest puffed up, like he was about that life." And then they got in his mind. They got into his mind. They definitely got him thinking now. Let me see. Send them to Gen Pop and yo, that's thanks for the intel. Yeah. Let me see, Paula. So you're the same way. You've seen it, and now you do it. Sad. You know what I'm saying? Wendy K is laughing. M Star Media's laughing. James, where are you going next? So as a matter of fact, hey, thanks for asking. So right now, I just started Connecticut. So after this one, I'll go ahead and redirect you guys over to Connecticut, if you will, if you're on YT. Let me see. Right, Paula, seeing that as a child would have pushed me to the... man. I got hit again. Come on, man. They're on me today. It's all bad. If you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that subscribe button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. I'm going to be restarting it back up, and I will highly recommend for you guys to jump over. Oh, they're here. I'm not going to cut it, but hopefully I don't get... I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for the gram.
Recording in progress.
All right, we are back on record on Dustin Pedigo, DOC number 249873. Mr. Pedigo, can you see, hear, and understand me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. After discussion with my colleagues, we're going to defer you for 15 months due to seriousness, felonies, misdemeanors, crime involving a weapon, violence involved, poor institutional adjustment, history of drugs and alcohol and assaultive behavior, history of violating parole, probation, and MRS. Sir, we could have kept you a lot longer or deferred you a lot longer. We think in that 15 months, you can do some programming. You can work on your disciplinaries. And then by the next parole eligibility date, that if you do some good things with programming, we would recommend that you do SAP, MRT, anger management, and trauma. If you can get those done, that'll show some great strides and some self-improvement with you. And do any other programs that's recommended for you that by the next parole eligibility date, you'll be a much better candidate.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Pedigo. Take this as a sign that we actually care. I mean, we could have absolutely dumped you another 48. We could have done a 36. We could have done a lot. 15 is a very short deferment for somebody who's had the issues that you've had. Take advantage of that. Come back and show us you've got a plan, right?
All right. Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, sir.
All right.
Recording stopped.
You can stand and move towards your CO there. She'll take care of you. Thank you.
Yep.